Hey guys, this week, in addition to like the normal daily little videos, I'm gonna do a couple little demos about how to do some coloring. And I feel like some of this is kind of basic knowledge, but I feel like it's a good thing to review and have you guys play with before you start putting color on your projects, because a lot of you are gonna start doing that probably this week. So anyways, I got out my big box of crayons that I had down in the basement. Apparently I have a few boxes of crayons. I don't know why I ever needed them, but I do. So anyways, I've got these sweet crayons and I'm just gonna play around with them. I grabbed a couple different colors. I'm gonna use my brown paper today, like my Woodman's bag that I cut out. And then I grabbed just like an orange and kind of a, well, I guess it's orange and red and sepia brown and white. All right, and so like I feel like these will kind of go well with my brown paper. You can use whatever colors you want. The beauty of or crayons is that they do show up fairly good on surfaces that are colored. One thing I did notice is that I'm used to using oil pastels, and I haven't used crayons in a long time. And crayons definitely are a harder material. They don't blend that well, but I grabbed one of my blending stumps, and you guys, you can use your like a finger, obviously, like you could probably like use it, but even if you took like maybe like a little piece of cardboard and like kind of like twisted it up and like just scrubbed on there, I think essentially you could create a blending stump or gain something similar, just as long as you have kind of like I said, just holding some cardboard and just having an edge that should be able to kind of like get there and blend that surface. That way you don't get that kind of pebbly, rough kind of look to it or whatever. So anyways, I'm going to use this like to kind of just smooth out my drawing. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time doing this coloring. I'm gonna use the 4 basic forms for these demos. Basically, if you do like a sphere, a cube, a cone, or the cylinder, if you use any of those shapes, if you look at the shading on them, you'll get similar shading on basically any shape. If you think about like an arm is kind of like a cylinder, a head is kind of like a sphere, like a cone, maybe like a nose, the cube, like obviously if you have more like a house kind of shape or something like that. So we use those things a lot, those different shapes a lot within the things we make anyways, even if they're not rigid geometric shapes. But I think that those would be a good start. So I'm going to include that image just for you guys to be able to use and work off, just save it on your computer or whatever, and just like use those for experimenting with your stuff. If you can do similar shading, that'd be perfect. So anyways, I'm going to use this is actually one of my like lens shields or whatever, like for my camera, but I'm gonna use that for my round shape. I'm gonna do the sphere today. So if you guys want to use something round, just find something round in your kitchen or around your house or whatever, and just do a circle around that and then go from there. So I'm gonna do this and I will check back in with you guys when I'm done. Okay, a couple things I want you to notice as I'm doing this. Number one, I'm shading with the curved edge of the shape. I'm not just going straight up and down or side to side. Number two, I'm layering lightly and overlapping the colors and building them up. I'm not just doing a solid color, but I'm slowly building and like adding the highlights here. I go back in and I smooth things out with my blending stump. And then I go back in and kind of accentuate some of those tones, making, again, the highlights pop a little bit more and the darker areas stand out, have a little bit more contrast. Okay, so I don't know, that was kind of fun. Like honestly, I don't think I've used color or crayons for a long time. So it is cool, like the fact that you can kind of get with it. Like it's similar to a colored pencil. Like maybe you can't get quite the fine edge, but the blending of it is actually really good, and it's fun to like kind of blend the different colors together and like see how they kind of work. So I thought that was a great tool. So by all means, you guys, like I highly encourage you for your projects, bust out your crayons. I don't want them to look like the maps that you color in social studies class where you do the edges like really like bold and then you like fade in and stuff like that, or just coloring all one solid color. Like obviously, like shapes, forms, like again, you look at me, like you can see how there's like light areas to my shirt and like darker areas, and there's like a progression. You blend, like if you're doing this, you'd have the black and you'd blend it into the white and create like those middle tones. Or like my face even, like you can see like the different like darker tones here, there's like a highlight here, and there's like almost this reddish orange kind of thing over here. So like blending these different colors together to create that form of my face is really important. So play around, you guys, with your crayons. Like post up your pictures of the stuff that you are experimenting with. Try doing all the different forms. So try doing, in addition to the sphere, do the cylinder and do the cone and do the cube, and see how they turn out. And you guys, if you make mistakes, that's not a big deal. Like it's totally okay to make mistakes and play around with like the whole idea. Failing, like we talk about that in class all the time, the idea that like you will fail and you will make mistakes, and those are how we learn. So you guys play around with it, make mistakes, fail here, like using your grocery bag surface paper, and then when you start doing your final, like you'll have a better feeling for like how to actually do it. So yeah, all right, done with this first little demo. We'll see what I come up with tomorrow for us to play with. So have a great day, you guys. I will talk to you later.